I first met Rabbi Bibner in the yeshivas Netzach Yisrael, and we started learning together as chavrusas. And a few years later, during the time when I was deliberating, wasn't sure whether to start the yeshiva or not, so Rabbi Bibner first and foremost served as a sounding board and an advisor, and helped me clarify my thoughts and my focus, whether it was the right thing to do or not. I asked him if he would give a share in the yeshiva. Truth is, I never thought he would say yes. Of course, I wanted him to say yes, but I never thought he would say yes. And when he said yes, I was just so overwhelmed to have somebody of Rabbi Bibner's stature on our staff. I think it really sets us apart. I mean, there's no other yeshiva of this type for kids, American English kids that come to learn in Eretz Yisrael after high school. There's no other yeshiva of this type that has somebody of his stature, of his experience, of his background, of his connection to previous generations, the way Rabbi Bibner has, and I think that really is unique and sets us apart. He's the main reason that for over the years we've had boys who've stayed not only for 2 years but for 3 years, sometimes even longer. But the main reason they do that is because they want to stay, continue to learn from Rabbi Bibner and be in his share.
Naturally, when I feel I have somewhat contributed to a bacher's desire in learning, and to see him grow independent in his ability to learn a Blat Gemara, and I see critical thinking, analysis, and ability to integrate various concepts in a coherent and organized fashion, I have a sense of accomplishment. When I see Bachrim who have left the yeshiva many years later, and I see them learning full-time or preparing for a career, working on a job, married, and raising children, and nevertheless see them being kaveya itim l'Torah and leading a firmly committed Torah life, I have the greatest feeling of sipuk, because I realize this is the result of the yeshiva's influence, and I'm very proud to be a member of this institution that can produce such terrific results.
I think that we have a young, vibrant yeshiva, and that's important. But to counterbalance the weight of an older Talmud Chacham, especially from the previous generation, that connects to pre-war Europe, the Hutner Zatzal and Rav Gustman were connecting to pre-war Slobodka in Europe, and that weight and the stature of a Talmud Chacham of the, we could call it old world class, giving over to our Talmidim right here in the Beis Medrash is invaluable, and it adds a respect and it adds a weight, and I think it's just a lesson that they wouldn't get anywhere else. And for myself personally, I could just say it's a tremendous kavod to actually call myself, so to speak, on the same staff and working together with Rabbi Bibner. It's a privilege that it's a tremendous pride to me.
The Talmidim coming in every year seems to be changing all the time. People say that in nowadays and age, every generation is maybe every 2 years is another generation. So it constantly changes and challenges, and we always have to respond to the changes and challenges by perhaps bringing in some younger people that are able to relate to the boys better. That's a general trend in yeshivas, and I grudgingly have been accepting that myself, to have the younger generation balanced out by the older generation, to say, you know, boys will be relaxed with you, will be chilled with you, will get you into the base manager, get you to learn. But once you're sitting there learning, you have to understand, and we can point to Rabbi Bibner, that this is really what it's all about.
That the Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Jablinowitz, is totally devoted to each and every bacher. He has great insight, understanding, and sensitivity to each bacher's needs. And this attitude permeates the entire yeshiva. And all the Rebbeim also extend themselves in their relationships with the other bachrim, with all the bachrim, and in general work hard to fulfill all general needs of the yeshiva. Each generation has its own yetzer hara, which reflect societal changes in their mores. In my time, the yetzer hara was to obtain a sound secular education, to become a professional, and thereby attain financial security. At that time, Jewish society was empirically oriented. They had no concept and no understanding of Torah Lishma. Any learning had to result in some sort of profession. And someone who was learning had to say, I want to be a rabbi or a teacher. Nowadays, the yetzer hara presses someone to be happy, enjoy himself, and to do as he pleases. Dedication to ideal, self-sacrifice, and self-discipline nowadays is passé. Under such conditions, learning is impossible because these are the very qualities that are necessary in order to learn.
Perhaps this is considered befonov, so it'll only be a mikdash shvacho. I'm delighted for you, Rabbi Ribner, tonight that you've been chosen to be the guest of honor at the dinner for ateret yerushalayim. Not only are you an outstanding Talmud Chacham, but you're a master educator who knows to bring out the latent talents of the Bochrim. To me, you're a personal friend, a great personal friend, notwithstanding the generation gap. That's because you make things so easy. Thank you for the tips on crowd control. And I know you've been begging me for 10 years not to call you Rabbi Ribner. Rabbi Ribner, tonight I wish you hatzlacha, and may you go michayel el choyel and besindet in 20 Jahre with your wife and family mit gesinnte nachas.
I just want to also personally thank Rabbi Ribner myself. Running yeshiva is tremendously challenging, and there are many hardships and many trials and tribulations in running yeshiva. And the fact that I have day in and day out Rabbi Ribner's, on the one hand, his friendship and his warmth and his sense of humor, on the other hand, his wisdom to help guide me through the difficulties, without which I would not be able to run the yeshiva.